Losing fat isn't just about eating less and moving more. If it were that simple, everyone would have a six-pack. But the truth is, most people make crucial mistakes that slow down their progress or even stop them from seeing results at all. And the worst part? You might not even realize you're making them. Today, we're breaking down the biggest fat loss mistakes that are keeping you from your goals, why they happen, and most importantly, how to fix them. If you've been struggling to lose fat despite putting in the effort, chances are you're making at least one of these mistakes. So let's get into it. Mistake number 1, thinking you're in a calorie deficit when you're not. Most people think they're eating less than they actually are. You might feel like you're eating clean, but if you're still not losing fat, the problem is likely that you're consuming more calories than you burn. Portion sizes are tricky. Even healthy foods like nuts, avocados, and peanut butter are packed with calories, and it's easy to eat way more than you realize. A handful of almonds can be 200 calories. A drizzle of olive oil? Another 100 plus. If you're not paying attention, you might be wiping out your calorie deficit without even realizing it. The fix? Track your food intake for a week. Use a food scale, measure portions, and be honest with yourself. You don't have to track forever, but doing it for a short period will open your eyes to how much you're actually eating. Once you have a good understanding, you can adjust and make sure you're truly in a deficit. Mistake number 2, cheat meals turning into cheat days or weeks. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your favorite foods, but cheat meals can quickly become a disaster if you're not careful. A single meal won't ruin your progress, but here's where most people go wrong. They eat in a small calorie deficit all week. Then on the weekend, they reward themselves with a 2,000-calorie burger, fries, and milkshake, followed by a pizza later that night. Before they know it, they've completely wiped out their deficit for the week, or worse, ended up in a surplus. The problem isn't the meal itself, it's the mindset. Many people feel like they deserve to eat whatever they want after a few days of dieting. Others think, well, I already messed up, might as well keep going. This all-or-nothing mentality is what ruins progress. The solution? Plan your indulgences. If you want a high-calorie meal, adjust your other meals that day to make room for it. Instead of going all out, stick to a reasonable portion. And if you do overeat, don't panic. Just get right back on track with your next meal. One meal won't ruin your progress, but consistently overeating will. Mistake number 3, relying on ab workouts to burn belly fat. One of the biggest fitness myths is that doing a ton of ab exercises will burn belly fat. I get it. Everyone wants a flat stomach, and it feels like crunches and leg raises should get you there. But as I'm sure you've heard before, you can't spot reduce fat from specific areas. Your body decides where it loses fat first based on genetics, not on what exercises you do. You can do 1,000 crunches a day, but if you're not in a calorie deficit, that fat is not going anywhere. And even if you are in a deficit, your body might burn fat from your arms, legs, or back before it touches your stomach. That doesn't mean core exercises are useless. Having a strong core is important for posture, balance, and overall strength. But if your goal is fat loss, focus on full-body strength training and high-intensity workouts instead of just doing abs. Compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, and push-ups burn more calories and build muscle more effectively than sit-ups ever will. Mistake number 4, only doing cardio and ignoring strength training. A lot of people think that running, cycling, or doing hours of cardio is the best way to burn fat. While cardio does help create a calorie deficit, relying on it alone is a mistake. The reason? Cardio doesn't do much to preserve muscle mass, and the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns at rest. This means that over time, excessive cardio can actually slow down your metabolism by reducing muscle. You might lose weight, but you'll also lose muscle, which makes it harder to keep the fat off long term. Strength training is the key to transforming your body. It helps you maintain muscle while losing fat, making you look leaner and more defined. If you've been avoiding weights because you think they'll make you bulky, trust me, they won't. Instead, they'll help you burn more calories even when you're not working out. The best approach? Combine strength training with cardio. Aim for at least 3 strength sessions per week, with some cardio added in for endurance and heart health. Mistake number 5, Undereating and slowing your metabolism. A lot of people think that the less they eat, the faster they'll lose weight. And while creating a calorie deficit is necessary for fat loss, there's a fine line between eating less and eating too little. When you eat too little, your body adapts by slowing your metabolism. It starts holding onto fat because it thinks you're in survival mode. On top of that, severe calorie restriction leads to low energy, muscle loss, intense cravings, and binge eating. Instead of starving yourself, aim for a small, sustainable deficit. This means eating about 300 to 500 calories below maintenance, enough to burn fat without wrecking your metabolism. Focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods that keep you full, like lean proteins, healthy fats, and fiber-rich carbs. Mistake number 6, not tracking your progress correctly. Many people only track progress using the scale, and that's a big mistake. Your weight fluctuates daily due to water retention, muscle gain, and even digestion. If you're only relying on the scale, you might feel like you're not making progress when you actually are. Instead, track progress in multiple ways. Take progress photos every 2 weeks. Measure your waist, hips, and other key areas. Track how your clothes fit. Monitor your strength gains. If you're lifting heavier, you're improving. Fat loss is about body composition, not just weight. A person who weighs 150 pounds with 20% body fat looks completely different from someone who weighs the same but has 30% body fat. Focus on the bigger picture. Mistake number 7. Thinking exercise can outrun a bad diet. You can't outwork a bad diet. It doesn't matter how many workouts you do. If your diet is full of processed junk, excess sugar, and too many calories, you're not going to see results. A lot of people fall into the trap of thinking that because they worked out, they can eat whatever they want. But here's the thing. It's way easier to consume calories than it is to burn them. One slice of pizza can take 5 minutes to eat, but it might take 45 minutes of intense exercise to burn it off. If you're craving sweet treats or highly processed foods, try to make healthier alternatives at home when possible. But as mentioned before, cheat meals are okay, just not too often, and try to adjust your diet accordingly. Mistake number 8, not getting enough sleep. Sleep is one of the most underrated factors in fat loss. If you're not getting at least 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night, you're making fat loss way harder than it needs to be. Lack of sleep affects your hormones, specifically ghrelin and leptin, which control hunger and fullness. When you don't get enough rest, your body produces more ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and less leptin, the satiety hormone, making you crave high-calorie foods. On top of that, poor sleep increases stress and cortisol levels, which can lead to fat storage, especially around the belly. So if fat loss is your goal, prioritizing sleep is just as important as diet and exercise. So if you've been struggling to lose fat, chances are you're making one or more of these mistakes. But now that you know what's holding you back, you can start making changes today. Strength train at least 3 times a week, eat in a sustainable calorie deficit, get enough protein, track progress the right way, fuel your body with nutrient-dense foods, and make sleep a priority. Fat loss is a process. You didn't gain it overnight, so it will take time, consistency, and patience to lose it. But if you avoid these mistakes, you'll see way better results without feeling frustrated or stuck. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. And let me know in the comments which of these mistakes have you made before? As always, lean on God for guidance with all your decisions no matter how small. I'll see you in the next one.